People think that AI is going to make things not personal. And the reality is the bad automation out there, or just copying and pasting that you're doing, that feels impersonal.
Welcome to the Happy Clients Podcast, brought to you by Dot & Company. Whether you're a virtual assistant, an agency owner, or a client-facing account manager, we all deal with clients. Lucky for you, client management is what we do best. Now, let's dig in, chat cam life, and have some fun along the way. Cheers to happy clients.
Remember when running an agency meant solving exciting problems, crafting killer strategies, and building meaningful relationships with clients? And now it feels like chasing emails, double-checking deadlines, and micromanaging the details. Let Copper CRM bring the spark back. Built for Google Workspace, Copper helps digital agencies automate follow-ups, manage leads effortlessly, and keep client conversations crystal clear without the overwhelm. Stay organized and win your time back, and start loving your work again. Try it for free for 14 days at copper.com/happyclients and use Happy Clients for 15% off of an annual plan while limited time only. In my opinion, AI is not here to replace the human experience within your agency. It's just here to enhance it. And this is probably one of the most asked questions on the show is, am I going to be replaced by an AI robot? And I don't think so, to be honest. In this episode, I want to dive into some questions that people have been asking about AI and our opinion about AI when it comes to account management in agencies. Maybe tips and tricks that you can share with your team or use yourself as an account manager as we are stepping into this ever-changing landscape. So let's get into today's show and talk all about AI. So some of the problems that we are seeing when it comes to AI in the account management space is agency owners are using all of these AI tools, which are amazing, and I love them. I use them every single day in my day-to-day, but they're almost accidentally using them to replace the empathy piece when it comes to account management. And what I mean by that is sometimes in our role, especially account managers, there's a lot of moving pieces. You know, there's a lot of coordination, there's a lot of admin, there's a lot of translation of results to clients, and then also on top of that, managing people's emotions and expectations. And sometimes what I see is agencies will use these tools and strive to make things more efficient, but they're losing the empathy. And so what we're seeing is that maybe things are being delivered faster. Maybe the reports are getting done quicker and the summaries of client meetings are getting spit out right after the call, but clients are not feeling this connection, and they're not seeing the explanation of reports, or really they're not seeing how these things are translating into their business and the why behind why they came to your agency. So some things that I'm seeing are account managers are still, doing a lot of the behind the scenes when it comes to their job and their account management, but they're doing it all manually sometimes, and they're not leveraging these tools to really just make their role more efficient. Instead of doing things manually, use these tools to make your job more efficient so that you can use your time to build stronger relationships with your clients. And what I mean by that is, instead of spending all of your time on reports and the back end and things that are just bogging you down, take that time that you've gained and call your clients more. Maybe send them gifts. Maybe take a minute to schedule an extra 30-minute call with them to update them on where things are at and what's been done on their account. Instead of using these tools to replace the connection, use these tools to get rid of the admin and spend more time on your accounts. Instead of saying, oh, I have just like extra time in my day, use that for your clients. Because what I'm seeing in the industry is that clients are craving this human connection more and more and more. as things get more automated and as things get easier for us to spit out, clients are craving that human connection. So there's this big misconception. And I mean, my brain went there when I first started learning about the AI tools that were coming out. People think that AI is going to make things not personal. And the reality is the bad automation out there, or just copying and pasting that you're doing, that feels impersonal. Really, what we need to be using is smart automations. Find professionals who know how to use AI in a really meaningful way, but don't let it replace you. Don't let it replace the human element and the humanity behind why you own an agency. Because humans are coming to you because they want somebody who understands them, somebody who is going to sit down, understand what your business is trying to do, what your goals are beyond just the numbers, and really be able to support you on a human level. And I don't think any AI tool is going to ever replace the human empathy and the human element of what makes us special as account managers. So some ways that you might be able to use AI, and this is how we are using it here at Dot & Co. to really approach AI differently. We're using this human-led automation approach. So we call it the human-led automation approach, but really just automate the predictable things. So maybe that's reporting. Maybe that's quick reports to you so that you can then share that with your clients, but not the personal part. So when I think of not replacing the personal, I mean, don't just send your clients that report. You need to sit down with them. You need to explain it to them. Because some things that I have seen, and here's just a quick story of something that I encountered with an agency owner, a story that I heard recently that might just get you thinking about it. So this agency was overhauling their reporting process for all of their clients, which if you're an account manager, you know how much time reporting takes and how much energy that takes from your week. But they were overhauling their reporting process using this AI workflow that they had developed. And they switched from manual slides. They were using, PowerPoint or something like that, to using these AI-powered dashboards, which that's really cool. Love it. It was saving them a lot of time. They were using these, ChatGPT, for example, to generate all of the headlines. And they were, getting ChatGPT to kind of give summaries and everything like that. And then this was spitting over to their clients, and this was just happening. It was saving their account managers like 15 hours a week, for example, instead of having to pull all these, do all these slides, send them over. It was saving them so much time. It was just sending it over to the client. But what they didn't realize was that these clients, they'd get the report, but they had no sweet clue what this meant. And it didn't matter if the ChatGPT prepared a summary and it had the headlines, it had everything explaining. The clients would just open it and close it, and they would not know what was happening. And they started to lose clients because clients were saying, okay, I get it. Like I got the report. Things look like they're up. It looks like, things are looking good, but I don't understand anything. I don't understand what these results mean for my business. I don't know what's actually being done on the back end. And so clients were just kind of feeling left out in the process. And that is when this agency said, okay, we need to kind of find this balance, this human-led approach. We need to use AI to save us all of these hours in the week. We can't kind of go backwards in that sense, but we need to slow down in terms of how we're using these to communicate with our clients. We need to set time aside to actually run through these with our clients. We need to really hear them out and explain things and ask them questions to make sure they understand and that we're on the same page. So when I think about this story of this specific agency, I really just want you to think about AI as this amazing tool. There's going to be so many tools for us agency owners coming out every week for the next, number of years. Use the tools, play around with them, save yourself time, get efficient, But don't get away from the human element and sitting down with your clients and really building that relationship, because clients don't leave because of results. They leave because of relationships. And you as the agency owner need to make sure that those relationships are strong, especially today, and that you are taking the time to show them that you care and brag about all the things that you and your team are doing behind the scenes. So I don't want you to feel like as an account manager, you need to choose between using automations and being super empathetic and building these relationships with your clients. You don't need to choose between the two. You need to find a really great balance of using these tools to calm the agency where there's not so much noise and there's not so much waste in terms of admin and reporting and the back end of our role, but use it so that you can create a deeper relationship and more of a connection with your clients on a human level. So I encourage you as an account manager to ask yourself, what parts of my day are draining me? What's causing me to spin my wheels and spend so much time on the back end? Maybe those are things that a simple AI tool could do for you. And what are the moments that should be more human? I want you to do an honest audit of your role, your week, your month. Where are those touch points that maybe you need to make sure are the most human? Maybe it's jumping on a call with your clients, or maybe it's sending them a Loom video instead of just a copy and paste email. Those things are going to bring the human element back into the day-to-day with your clients, so then they feel supported, and then you can spend time on the back end using AI to make your role more efficient. And lastly, ask yourself, how can an AI tool give me an hour back in my day? Just an hour. And how am I going to spend it? So are account managers being replaced by AI? I don't think so. I think the human element is going to be the most important thing within our agencies, especially in today's age of AI just growing and getting so amazing and phenomenal. This is when we really need to pause and think about how we bring the human element top of mind. So we are going to be talking all about AI, of course, in the next number of episodes. But if you have questions, please reach out to us. We are living and breathing account management every day with our team of over 25 account managers who are working inside of tons of agencies every single day. So if you want a tool, I'm sure we are using it. Reach out, ask your questions, because that is why we are here. We want to give everything away. We do not hold anything back. So if you have questions, please reach out. So thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Happy Clients Podcast. And I can't wait to see you on the next one.
Cheers to happy clients.